Right. How's everybody doing? This is Ryan with Destination Brevard, and it's time for the first Destination Brevard in the Spotlight of 2024. And we are here at Longboard House in Indialantic at the corner of 5th Avenue and Indialantic. The reason we're starting off at Longboard House is Brevard County has over 70 miles of coastline, so a lot of beaches, and why not start the year at Longboard House? And we have Mike Mann, the owner and founder of Longboard House, so he's going to tell you a little bit about himself right now.
Well, I don't know how far back you want to go, but
As far as you want to go. We got all the time you want.
I grew up in Miami. I rode my first wave there in 1959, and by 1961 I was working in a surf shop. And all through the 60s I had my own stores. I had Hollywood, Deerfield, North Miami Beach, Fort Pierce. And I found I just loved being surrounded by surfboards. And when I graduated the University of Miami, I just stayed being surrounded by surfboards in a shop, and that's when I was at my happiest.
So when did you open Longboard House?
Longboard House opened in 1992. I realized through the 80s that as guys were getting older, they were quitting surfing. Friends, even myself, I said, well, why are we doing it? Because we can't ride shortboards. And nobody had a longboard.
Yeah.
It wasn't around. So I said, if I started selling longboards, maybe it would work. So I did, and it got to be huge. Everybody that was surfing or had quit surfing came in to buy a longboard. Because you can ride a longboard when you're old. It's really hard to ride a shortboard. Hard to paddle, hard to stand up.
Yeah, as we get older and bigger, the shortboards start getting longer, and it is what it is.
True.
And we're going to go over a bunch of the boards that they have here. Largest selection, definitely in the county, maybe the country. But I see some magazines right here. Tell us a little bit about what you got.
Well, in the 70s, I started a magazine called Surf with Alan Margolis.
Do you have the first copy?
This is the very first one.
Check that out.
Somebody might remember that if they're old.
Yeah.
Like me.
So how long was this around?
Almost 4 years. And we did a skateboard magazine also.
Check that out. Now, were you living here at the time?
Yeah, I've always lived here.
Okay.
When I graduated University of Miami, I moved here right away.
Now, tell us a little bit about your history in surfing, because you've been around a bit.
Yeah. Well, in 1962, my partner, Bill Feinberg,
Yeah.
started a company called Oceanside Surfboard. Oceanside, and we were partners. I would do the retail, and he would run the factory up here in Rockledge.
Okay.
Except we figured out that we were making pop-outs, which didn't require a shaper. But then we figured out the custom board thing is going to happen. Who can shape a board? There wasn't anybody.
Yeah.
So he went to Santa Cruz and stole Johnny Rice and Doug Hout
Oh, wow.
and brought them back here to teach us all how to shape.
Yeah.
Because no one knew how to do it.
Yeah. And it is an art.
Yeah, it's a real art. In those days, it was people would scratch their head. It was a big block of foam.
Yeah.
It didn't have those pre-shaped blanks like they have now.
Yeah.
And so Johnny was the most amazing shaper you ever saw. One week he shaped 77 longboards.
Wow.
Today, a shaper shapes 10 or 12. He goes, boy, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
He would the planer would never stop. He was an animal. He was a fantastic shaper. Just died recently, but Doug Hout is still around. But so that's how we got into the business. And Oceanside Surfboards was always the second or third biggest surfboard company in the world, and nobody knew it. Like, we made 350 boards a week in those days.
Yeah.
And
That's a lot of boards.
it's a lot of boards. Keeping 17, 18 guys busy all the time when they just wanted to go surfing.
Yeah.
It was a real task. But sometimes Dewey would beat us and Hobie would beat us. But most of the time we were in there, second or third in the world, biggest surf.
Yeah, and those are huge names.
Nobody knows that. Nobody remembers it.
Yeah.
But that's how we all got started with building boards.
Now with you, it's a family affair.
Yeah.
Both your daughters are involved.
Yeah. My son is a lawyer. He keeps an eye on all of us.
There you go. Yeah.
And my granddaughter's even involved. She works in the warehouse and does the ticketing of the clothing and stuff.
And actually, the boss, my wife, went to school with his two daughters.
My boss.
So, yeah. So we're actually going to take a look around at some different departments in the store. And we're going to start with women's resort and surfwear, come back over to men's, and then, of course, we're going to end back here with surfboards, talking about surfboards because it is Longboard House. So hold on just a sec. And as you can see, a huge selection of resort wear and surfwear for ladies. And Surf Expo just ended, so you can expect all sorts of new stock coming in for spring. All right, now we're in the men's department, and it is January, so we're going to start off looking at wetsuits right here. They do have a large selection of wetsuits, and like we were talking about earlier off camera, it's hard for a surf shop in Florida to stock wetsuits because there's a limited season that we need them, but we do need them. If you're going out in the water today, you need a wetsuit.
And we have a lot of people that travel.
Yeah.
And they buy a wetsuit just to be safe, to wind up, they don't know what it's going to be like where they are.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And I mean, you've got full suits, you've got spring suits, you've got just jackets.
We have a much larger selection before Christmas, as you can imagine. But you know, we sell XL, we sell O'Neill, we sell Quicksilver, we sell Rip Curl. I mean, there isn't a wetsuit company made that builds a good suit that we don't carry.
Yeah.
And it's important to have it because if you're a surf shop, even though you don't sell them, you got to have them.
You got to have them.
It's part of the deal. Like
somebody's going to want one.
No, hardly anybody buys board shorts in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But you got to have them.
Yep.
You know, you're a surf shop. If you don't have them, you're not a surf shop.
And again, you could be traveling.
Yeah.
So, and now Surf Expo was just a week ago, and that's something that all of the shops in the industry come to, and it's in Orlando every January and September. And you sent some people over, I'm sure.
Every year, a couple people go over.
Thunderstorm.
Yeah. It's going to be cold here this weekend.
Yeah, here comes that cold front, I guess. It was like yesterday. We had thunderstorms. It's so crazy.
Maybe they'll buy wetsuits.
There you go. It is supposed to be cold. It's only supposed to be up in the 50s tomorrow. So
the Surf Expo thing?
Yeah.
I went to every one since 1976 with my magazine, which we'll talk about. That's where I ran into, what's his name, the guy that did the boogie board?
Oh, Maury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he took 2 full-color pages in that magazine. That was my first big ad. I was so excited. Tom Maury.
Okay.
And the Surf Expo in 1976 in Cocoa Beach, then moved to Orlando eventually. But at the point now, all the meaningful lines come to me. We're big enough where they come. So we don't really have to go there.
Yeah, they're coming over here because of
if you're a little
this
shop,
massive store.
It's not, you don't order enough for them to come to you. You got to be there. But they come to us. You know.
Now, here in the men's department, and we're going to take a look at the ladies' department as well, and accessories and shoes, but they've got a pretty good selection of Tommy Bahama shirts, and of course, the board shorts, regular t-shirts, everything you could think of, but Tommy Bahama you're not finding in a lot of places, and they've got some really great shirts. They look really good on you. What else do we have here?
A lot of the guys that surf fish, so we decided let's sell fishing shirts.
Yeah, so some pelagic shirts, super quick cooling. That's all the thing right now. Lets some air get up there and cools you off.
It's a high SPF. What is it, 30 or 50 SPF, that particular one?
50. Yeah.
There you go.
I should have my readers on. So sun protection. They do have long sleeve ones. And then, so I am told, Viore.
Yeah, it's the hottest line in America right now.
Yeah, this is the brand. Ladies and men's?
Ladies and men's.
So Viore, and they have a bunch here in stock. So, and again, I don't know if this one has any SPF or not. I don't know. I'm not sick.
The material is just so great. It has such a good feel.
Yeah.
And, you know, we get as much of it as we can, and we still run out. So, but right now it's pretty good.
Yeah, super soft.
Yeah, it's great.
But again, t-shirts, every brand you could think of, lots of their own brand. So if you want a Longboard House t-shirt, there's a whole bunch right here to my left.
Yeah, there's 150 designs.
Yeah. So now we're going to go over and talk about surfboards, which is what this whole place is about.
Oh, surfboards. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to talk about surfboards. It is Longboard House after all. So, Mike, what do we have here?
Well, at this moment, we've probably got about 1,000 boards in stock between here and the warehouse across the street. We have about 24 or 25 different brands. And the most recent one we've just taken on is Plastic Fantastic, which I used to sell in the 60s in my shop in Miami.
Oh, wow.
And somehow we got out of it, but we just picked it up again. They're making beautiful boards again. And we're doing well with them. Longboards and shortboards.
Now, you've got boards here for all skill levels, all ages. You've got soft top boards up front, short, long boards,
Yep.
and then, I mean, everything in between, and all the way up to some high performance long boards.
Well, I've always said if you're really serious about going surfing and you can't find a board in here, either there's something wrong with you,
Yeah.
or we've made a terrible mistake in our ordering.
Yeah.
You know, but there's something for everyone in here, and we do. We ship boards all over the world. We ship boards to Turkey, Israel, Italy, and this week we got an order for 8 boards from Nicaragua.
Wow.
So we're doing a lot of boxing of boards. People want a good board at a very good price. They know who to call. So.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look around and see what all we got here.
Okay.
So as far as local shapers, name a few that you've got here.
Well, we got Claude Codgen. His boards are right in here.
And that's a name that's been around for a long time.
Sunshine. These are Claude's boards right here. CC Riders.
And beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful boards. And, well, these are Yater's up here. He's Santa Barbara.
I was going to say, let's talk about some nationally known, long-time shapers. And I'm looking at the deck on those.
Yeah. It's called the Spoon.
Yeah.
These are Yater spoons. Randy Yater, Reynolds Yater, he's in his early 90s. And he's a very famous guy. He taught Velzy how to shape. He taught all those famous shapers you've heard of. He taught them, Yater did. And now he's moved to Cabo. He still surfs. And if you can get a hold of a Yater, you did really well. They're real expensive. He doesn't shape many, but every now and then he goes home to Santa Barbara and shapes a few. And I take every one he'll make us.
And, I mean, those are collector's items right there.
They're totally collectors. They're all the ones we get are signed by Reynolds Yater, R. Yater, shaped by him. He doesn't let anybody else touch it. Like even fine sanding, he does the whole board. And he's always been that way. And we're lucky to get these. And they sell for upwards of $2,000 in many places.
But again, worth it. Again, you're owning something that he's not going to be around forever, and they're going to be gone.
Yeah, you're going to find that they're going to be $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah.
As soon as Randy decides to leave us, you know.
Yeah. What else do we have?
Well, let's see. We have as far as local shapers, we got Matt Keckley.
Oh,
He's right here in
Yep.
Melbourne.
Matt makes some great boards.
He makes night boards, and so does Chris Birch.
Yes.
We had a few of his boards in here, but they're sold. We don't have any right now. We're doing this interview right after Christmas, and in Christmas we sell hundreds of boards. So, well, there's one of Matt's longboards on the top there.
And again, he'll do not just longboards, he'll do every shape
Yeah.
you can imagine.
Yeah, I've got some short boards over there on the side, and we sell Stewarts, and we sell Waldens, and
And again, both big names, huge names.
Nakayama's right behind you there. And, anybody that builds a good board wants to be in here. I get calls all the time. Hey, will you carry my board, Brand? I say, I can't do it. Where are you going to put it? You know, I don't want to dilute the guys that have been with us for years. So
Yeah.
it's really hard to get in this place if you're a board builder. Not that we're arrogant, but we just don't have any room for them.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's packed in here.
Back. Here is a new guy in the industry from Florida, Surfboard Trading Company. Doing very well. It makes a beautiful longboard.
And as you can see in the back, they've got skim boards too, and you can see up against the window the soft top boards. So for beginners, kids.
Maybe you want a wetsuit.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are IPAs over there. We sell Ben IPA's boards. The IPA Sting.
Yeah, I see
Sell a
some
lot of
rusty
Firewire.
boards.
Here's some of Keckley's shorter boards. Yeah, some Rusties.
Some more plastic fantastics.
Yeah, and over here we have a brand that's really doing well called Pizel. John's board.
Oh, yeah.
John Florence. We got a whole wall of Pizels there.
That's a lot of boards right there.
Yeah, and Firewires are over there.
And then accessories, and something we haven't touched on is skateboards, whether it's penny boards, regular boards, long boards, everything right there.
Yeah.
All the accessories you need for skating, surfing.
Hey, you want to be a surf shop? That's what it takes.
That's it. You got to get everybody in here.
It's the lifestyle deal, not only surfboards. So. Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about besides come in here and right now buy some wetsuits?
Well, I can say this. If anybody's thinking about being in the surf shop biz, go ahead and do it. It's the greatest lifestyle in the world. To this day, I don't want to do anything else when I'm 81 years old. I just love being involved in the industry with surfer. What could be better than go to work, if you want to call it work? I never felt like I had a job. And just stand around all day and talk surfboards with people that come in. The greatest thing in the world.
Well, Mike, thanks for taking some time out of your day. And
What, I don't get paid for this?
yeah, right. And it looks like it is raining out there now. So
Well, thank you. I enjoyed it. It's been a while.
yeah, we'll do this again sometime soon.
Okay, thanks.